Namaste and welcome to this special interaction. For last few days, there have been many discussions about the southern part of India, whether it is different from the northern part politically, economically and otherwise. And though the discussion is not new, it has got a new twist post Karnataka election. Just before that, there was a conference in Kerala called Cutting South, and with the support of some Canadian institution. Since then there has been a discussion about the United States of South India, and South is different from North. Interestingly, on the 12th of December, Kesari Weekly, Pravah, all these people are coming together and organizing a full day conclave sort of on bridging South. So, what is the intent behind this, and how should we see this entire debate? To discuss about this, we have with us National Convener of Pravah, Senior RSS Pracharak, and member of the National Executive of RSS, Shri J Nandakumar ji.
Namaste. Namaste.
Nandakumar ji, first of all, why bridging South?
Namaskar everybody. It's actually, when we are talking about bridging South, I would like to translate it in a different way, that it is Asetu Himachalam. Setu itself means bridge. So, Bharat from time immemorial is being explained as Himalayam Samarabhya Yavad Hindu Sarovaram. Right from Himalaya to Hindu Mahasagar, that is Bharat's two boundaries. And it has not been told only by someone who are living in the northern part of Bharat. The whole part, especially from south, there are a lot of people, our ancient scriptures of Malayalam, Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, everywhere you can find it out that that part also is definitely an integral part of Bharat. But one thing we are very much aware about, that those colonial masters, especially the English people who ruled us, tried to make a divide in between north and south. They were always believing in divide and then rule. That notorious and divisive, poisonous action which has been taken by or forward by English people is shamelessly replicated by the governments or the political parties who are not believing in the cultural unity and integrity of Bharat. They are all considering about this southern part is different from Bharat, just like what which English people were saying. This Bharat as a whole is not one nation. It is being made a political entity only by the colonial masters of English. This part is also being followed by many of the contest leaders. But many of the contest leaders, I would like to say, but Mahatma Gandhi ji, Lokmanya Tilak, Babasaheb Ambedkar, all were firmly believing that Bharat right from the end to end was one. When Babasaheb Ambedkar was talking, presenting his view on this integrity of Bharat in Columbia University in 1916, he made a wonderful, very much specific statement about this cultural unity of Bharat. He was saying that Bharat was not a geographical unity alone. It's an indubitable cultural unity from end to end. And Ram Manohar Lohia, though he was a socialist, he was also talking about the Ram's effort to join north to south, and Sri Krishna connects east to west, and Shiva is present in all over Bharat, in each and every grain of the sand, Shiva is there. So this cultural unity was a reality. Of course, many a times political unity was also, see, even Rama's time or Dharmarajya concept and Chola dynasty and many, Chandragupta Maurya, Ashoka, and then later on even Chhatrapati Shivaji. You can say that, but that was not the ultimate thing. The ultimate thing was cultural unity. Bharat was one, that's for sure. But this Congress governments, Congress leaders, those who are against Gandhian or Tilak's or Lal Bahadur Shastri type of leaders who are believing in this cultural unity, another group of people who have succumbed to the divisive policy or divisive ideology of leftist, they started this type of narrative, and recently its ugly face has come to the fore. That is that you have mentioned in the introduction, that one program has been conducted by leftist government supported by the Congress opposition. That is a strange part of it, inaugurated by the chief minister, and the chief guest or the keynote address has been given by the opposition leader, Congress leader. Both of them are coming together to prove that southern part of Bharat was never a part of Bharat, and it is something different. Someone are trying to cut it away, or they are trying to cut it away, and along with that they have put forward so many fake narratives regarding the central is neglecting south. Most of the revenue is being collected from south and development is not going on there. This type of nasty poisonous message has been given to the common people, and some of the intellectuals, nationalists came together, and thing is very perfect, Bharat was one. But now because of this fake narrative forcefully pushed, it is our duty or national's duty that we must come together and tell to the world that how Bharat is one, how South is being connected to Bharat, how the greatest personalities like Shankaracharya and all tried for the unity of Bharat. So it is to be put before the general public. That type of an intellectual resistance is needed for this fake narrative, against this narrative. That's why Prajna Pravah as a knowledge partner, Kesari as the main organizers, plan to conduct a conclave under the title Bridging South or Asetu Himachala. That program has been fixed. This is only an inaugural function as such, this one-day program.
Initially, when it started during the colonial period, as you mentioned, it was mainly around the linguistic differentiation as the Dravidian languages and the Indo-Aryan languages. And we have seen in Tamil Nadu there has been a strong, linguistic nationalism built around it. But what we see now, even in 1960s, post-independence, we have seen these kind of, sentiments being raised for political ends, of course. Fortunately, they didn't get much traction among common people, and we managed to maintain unity and integrity of Bharat. But what we are seeing now is much more poisonous, because we know all for sure that there will be census going, there will be delimitation, there is a GST related issue. So around this idea of cooperative federalism also the discussion is being raised. So how should we see all this? Is it because of the every state is different, every language is different, and still we are united? So how should we see this inherent unity when we see so many differences?
See, we are seeing so many diversity. If I would like to say specifically, it is not difference, it is not opposing factors, it is mutually complementary as such. So what which we are seeing in this great land of thousands and thousands of years of history is a diversity or multi-layered culture. It is not a multi-culture, it is a multi-layered culture. That's the speciality of Bharat. Those who are believing in the Western material thought or ideology, they could not comprehend this multi-layered nature of Bharat or Bharat's culture. They are just saying this is a multiculture, and there are, see for example, there are different languages. How can Bharat's language is different? It is a language continuum. The whole Bharat, right from the Kanyakumari or Comorin to the Kashmir, all the languages are part of one single family. Through linguistic basic definitions, if you are go through by the science of language, for example, see, when you are constructing a sentence, there will be subject, object and verb. This SVO pattern, it is common in all Bharatiya languages. Subject, see for example, मैं इंटरव्यू दे रहा हूँ, मैं सब्जेक्ट हूँ, इंटरव्यू इज ऑब्जेक्ट, दे रहा हूँ इज वर्ब. दिस इज भारतीय, संस्कृत में भी, मलयालम में भी, सब में. But I am giving interview, that is in English. So there is a similarity. I am just seeing this SVO pattern and SOV pattern of the sentence, for example. And also the words, right from Malayalam to what you say Hindi or Kashmiri or any language, there are similarities in words, terms and everywhere. See, the adulteration of the Bharatiya languages was due to two influences, I would like to say. One is the language which we are using for our interview, that is English, and another one is Urdu. This is in one way, the purity of our languages are being adulterated or intervened by these two language influences. That's one language related thing. This type of propaganda is created by the colonial masters. Right from the beginning, when they want to create that division, they want some basis, and they have started saying that these language families are different. On that basis, they created the Arya-Dravida division, and to support, they want more divisions, so that they have, through their census, actually this caste differences was created, or the hierarchy of the caste has been created through British colonial census and all. The only thing which we are seeing is just repeating those divisive measures which has been which was created by the colonial British masters, by the parties or the ideologies which are not believing in Bharat's ancient nature, cultural unity, cultural integrity. They want to divide. They are thinking that a united Bharat cannot be ruled by them. They cannot comprehend it as a whole. So, because of that lack of comprehension in them, they want to create this division, and they are thinking that if Nagaland mange azadi, Kerala mange azadi, if Kerala is different from Nagaland and from the so-called mainland of Bharat, they can rule it forever and they can become the Chakravartin of that land. That they are in a fool's paradise as such. Recently, they have again started this census issue or caste census issue and all. See, I am not an expert in the political analysis and all, but one thing is for sure, recent 5 assembly elections have given a thrashing blow to. They were defeated like anything. These type of narratives has been defeated also. The main feature and the main character of this Bharat as a whole, as a society, and also individually also Bharatiyas will never go after this type of DC mentality. So, right from the beginning, we were believing in going ahead together, praying together as one. That is our basic concept, and these type of DC mentality or DC propaganda or narrative will not survive. That is my firm belief. Only thing is that those who are responsible to say loudly these facts to the public must come forward and talk loudly about this fact. Formerly, we have heard about even Martin Luther King Jr. also has said that it is not because of this bad people's number. They are in a minority, but they are making more noise. Only thing is that their strength is being felt only because of the good people are keeping silent. So, this program is also to give voice to those good people who are believing firmly that Bharat right from the past immemorial was one. It is to be kept as one also.
See, this integrationist view of Bharat, counter to the divisionist view, has been there even during the freedom struggle in last 75 years. But if we see the present generation, the youth, who are educated in the present system, not much connected in our roots in a day-to-day life, though they may have some sanskaras at home, they obviously see this reality that, oh, there is a lot of migration from the northern part. Uh, of course, this, southern DNA is, superior to northern DNA. This is nobody will take this seriously. It may raise some political tempers, but when it comes to these facts that from states like Bihar or eastern UP, there is a lot of migration for employment purpose, which is the reality that youth see and experience. How should we explain? How should we see this reality related to economics and migration development, so-called development parameters, and then engage with the youth from the integrationist point of view?
See, it's a fact that from north, especially from Bihar and the eastern part of Bharat, Bengal and all, many job seekers are coming to south, especially to Kerala. But the same thing, if you are asking, you please go to any metros of Bharat, any metro, Mumbai to Ahmedabad and everywhere, we can see thousands and thousands of Keralites or Malayalis who are living there. I am not thinking that, I am not saying that they are all doing some elite jobs. They are also doing some manual labors there. See, go to Gulf countries. There are the maximum number of people who are doing samanya jobs, ordinary jobs, are from Kerala. But can you say that Kerala is economically forward? Kerala has developed like anything? That is why Biharis are coming together here. Why then your Keralite or Malayalis are going to Gujarat for making tires or doing some mechanical works? I am not saying that only North Indians are, the fact is that North Indians are coming here, Keralites are also going elsewhere. Even in Chennai, you go and just make a survey that you can see thousands of Malayalis there in Chennai. So it is a fact, this type of mutual migration is there, and because of the trade union aspects and the hike of the day-to-day salary, daily salary is very high in Kerala. That's why, that is why this trade unionism in agriculture and industry, it has badly affected Kerala. If you analyze it economically, there is no new industry in Kerala. The staple food of rice is not being cultivated in Kerala. We are depending, the Keralites are depending on the rice cultivated by Andhra people. Kerala people are celebrating Onam at the expense of Tamilians who are cultivating flowers. So why it is happening? I am not saying that we are depending.
Same has happened with the rubber industry.
Rubber industry also. Now others are also doing this. So because of this militant trade unionism put forward by or led by these communist people and shamelessly followed by the Congress trade unionists, because they want to fight with them, so they also demanded much more, and because of that, one thing happened there in Kerala. The industry is being at in a mode of its effect is being reduced and new industry is not coming. Agriculture has been destroyed. One factor is there. The remaining industry or the construction works, for the construction work and all, the daily labor charge or this salary is high. So Bihari people or Bengal people, they are seeing that Kerala is their Gulf because they are getting more salary. And the mentality of the, I would like to, I am not criticizing my own state, but the mentality of the Samanya, ordinary people who are living there in Kerala are not ready to do this type of work. They do the very same work in Gulf. They do this very same work in Gujarat. So we can't just say this fact, I would like to say, this fact is to be put before the ordinary youths in Kerala also and Tamil Nadu also. This fact is to be put. So another thing, the so-called analysts or the so-called great, what you say, vicharak of the north or the other area or the leftist, they are just to pick and choose. They are taking some examples only. When this, just after this election, I came across one of the journalists, the great leftist journalist analysis about the per capita income of Kerala and per capita income of Bihar. I am just asking, why don't you compare it with Haryana or Gujarat? When per capita income being compared with Gujarat or Goa or even Haryana, then there is no comparison with that. So you are just taking some so-called Bimaru states and comparing it with Kerala, no matter whether who are ruling there. See, Bihar is being ruled by these people, say, in their group only. But they are creating this type of confusion among the youths. You said it correctly, you asked it correctly, among the youngsters of South, and they are thinking that yes, it is a fact. But my point, and all those, this Bridging South Wala campaign is aiming at putting before the public, especially the youths, those who are being taken to a different path by these people, the correct picture is to be put before them. That is the main purpose of this program. It is just an inauguration. We are going to conduct this type of program in all the major cities, especially the capital cities of southern part of Bharat. So that is the main intention. So just saying that people are coming here for job, yes, people are going from here also. That doesn't mean that Kerala is much forward and that's why they are coming. So many factors are here, so many factors. So these are to be understood properly.
And there has been a history to it, because compared to north, southern states didn't experience that kind of Islamic invasion for such a long period. Southern part experienced the European invasion in the earlier phase, but compared to that, eastern part has seen British rule for the longer period. So all these factors have contributed in the post-independent India's development scenario, the so-called development scenario. But Nandakumarji, there is another aspect to it. As we have seen post-Karnataka election especially, there were suddenly, certain maps coming out, certain theories coming out, certain people even sitting in European academia working on the idea of so-called United States of South India. So it is not just about programs, it is the strong academia and media who are supporting this, this kind of narrative which leads to, this kind of divide. So is there any plan to take up research, academic work from this integrationist point of view, how we have been culturally one and same?
Definitely, that's also needed. It's a need of the hour, I would like to say. One thing, just analyze after one election because of some result came against and came out against some particular party, we can't come to just any conclusion also. That type of, it is a knee-jerk reaction, actually a knee-jerk reaction from the parties who are against this unity of Bharat. That's why they are trying to create such narratives, fake narratives. Another aspect is that a united Bharat, especially for the last 9-10 years, which is progressing like anything in economic field, and even the cultural unity aspect through Ramajanma Bhumi and the Shankol, all these aspects are making Bharat a united, strong Bharat. And the whole world, especially the south of global south, is seeing Bharat as their lead. And even the so-called northern hemisphere also, many of the nations are considering Bharat as their potential leader. So in this scenario, the major so-called developed nations, including, I would like to include China also with them, they are very much afraid of this type of progress, development happening in Bharat, and the whole world is coming under Bharat. They want to divide Bharat and make it weak. So with that end in mind, they are creating or spreading these type of narratives. And a strong force, a global market force, is also working against Bharat, especially the new names came into fore recently, George Soros and everyone. They are also funding this type of, this cutting South Wala program that has been funded. You have mentioned that some Canadian group has supported it, and those who have supported that Hathras fame Siddiq Kapan, the KUWJ, they are also part of it, and they are getting huge fund from these type of forces abroad, from abroad. So it is to be countered in both the way, in the societal enlightenment and educational program like this, cutting, bridging south and all, and along with that some academic thorough research is also needed. So Prajna Pravah is taking it with seriously, not only inside Bharat. We are now trying to create an atmosphere all over the world, even in the major universities also in the coming period, and a huge outreach program has also been planned after making a proper study and all. Our thinkers, not only from Prajna Pravah, from this nationalist point of view, those great thinkers are trying to visit those places, presenting views there. That's also a main aspect which we are aiming at, especially Bharatiya knowledge system, Indian knowledge system, which is being explained by the authorities. Okay, the Bharatiya knowledge system aspect also being given much importance. So what which you have asked is very much needed to counter this type of propaganda against the Bharat unity and debilitating Bharat. So that is to be countered properly. Though two aspects are there. One from educating our own people through these type of programs, and along with that supporting that such action by proper rigorous research and content generation and outreach programs.
I'll come back to it, but now there seems to be another dimension which is very critical politically that has been added to this entire discourse, that see, entire South India is Hindutva free. So anti-Hindutva, anti-Sanatana kind of, as if North is about Hindutva and Sanatana, and South is now free from it. So this is a very curious kind of, because most of the rather Sanatan traditions, temples, temple architecture, if it is intact somewhere, it is in the south of India, southern part of India. So how to, because there will be political arguments over it, BJP having some vote share or not, or RSS having some presence in Tamil Nadu or not, but having this anti-Sanatana and anti-Hindutva view and making it a north-south divide, how do you see this?
See, answering to that point, also we have to analyze it with more in-depth analysis is needed. See, just to go through the history of Bharat, which you have mentioned earlier, the southern part of Bharat, of course, the colonial invasion happened first in south, but that also in the later period, south never faced such a great onslaught as the eastern part of the Bharat has faced. Of course, the Islamic invasion also happened in the north, especially the northwest area, especially, and later on a whole part of north. Thanks to Vijayanagara Samrajya, Kakatiya Samrajya empire, then Vijayanagara Samrajya and also Maratha Samrajya, the south was aloof from these type of attacks. I think my conclusion regarding this, religious belief, as far as you have mentioned the Sanatana Dharma concept, the religious belief is very strong in south. I would like to say the religious aspect of Hindutva is very strong in Bharat personally. That's why in Shabarimala, Guruvayur, Tirupati, lakhs of people are converging together. But maybe because I'm not fully confident about that what which I am saying, but my inference or conclusion is that in north, because of these continuous attacks and all, there developed very strongly the nationalist aspect of Hindutva strongly in north. So because of that, you can just, I would put before you 2-3 examples also. See, recent example I would like to say, emergency. It was against the nationalist spirit of Bharat, which we have imbibed right from the Vedic period. We never supported dictatorship, but it happened in Bharat during 75 to 77. But against that politically even, who fought strongly and successfully, north or south? You may be knowing that in south, for example, Kerala, which is being posed as the most literate and politically aware liberal society or Kerala society, they voted maximum seat to that dictator after emergency. Can you say that then why it is happening? Whether they are not aware about the fact or not? My point is that yes, Sanatana Dharma in the personal level or the religious framework, it is very strong there. But as far as the northern part of Bharat, I am dividing, there the nationalist spirit, north of India to be more specific, there you can feel that the national spirit more regarding. So again, during Ram Janmabhoomi agitation also, Ram Janmabhoomi agitation, yes, it has got a religious fervor strong, but it has got a nationalist content also. Rama is not just a religious leader, it was the leader of the nation. But a person from south, I would like to say, the general public are not ready to accept Rama as a nationalist leader, I would like to say. It was against Bharatiyatva against a foreign invasion. That is Rama versus Babar, if you put it, or Rama Janmabhoomi Mandir versus the so-called imposed that Babri Masjid. So in structure. So in this way also, I think because of that historical reason and also maybe because of the spirit of nationalist content of Hindutva. Still this confusion is more in south, I would like to say, more than the places above Vindhyan, but it is there. So again, I would like to say another aspect. You can't just say that Hindutva or Sanatana spirit is less in south. When someone are saying that some coloring of the states are being given and the whole of north or some part of north is becoming saffron and the south is devoid of saffron, that aspect is also not correct. Karnataka just 1.5 years before, it was politically, if you are saying, if you are analyzing, it was under saffron's influence. What about Goa, whether it is north or south? What about Maharashtra? And so it is just taking, as I have said earlier also, pick and choose. Some examples which are favorable for them is being taken and it is being put before the public in a convincing manner that see, south is always forward, education matters, literacy matters, so the saffron is not allowed to enter into that. This type of analysis also is not correct. And another aspect, if you are going deep, this for the unity and integrity of Bharat, who tried most in the ancient period? There was a Shankaracharya, there was a Ramanujacharya, there was a Sayanacharya, all these persons were from the southern part. But later on, because of some historical reasons, the southern part of Bharat started thinking in the Dravidian line or in the some part of the areas. And the fourth aspect which I would like to say is that strategic alignment of the political and the communal elements in the south. See, for example, in Kerala, politically, when we are seeing this Mahagadabandhan practice, not in that particular name, it is happening for the last 3 or 4 decades in Kerala. Adjustment to defeat the nationalist elements. So many examples I can give. Recent election is also an example. 40 years back, when Manjeshwaram was fought strongly by the BJP group under the leadership of KG Marar, he was defeated by this strange alignment which has been made by, strategic alignment made by them. And also 2 strong communally organized religions. They are more political parties in Kerala. They are also joining with these elements in order to defeat these nationalist elements. So, all these factors are to be considered. Now, changes have started even in Tamil Nadu, even in Telangana, the changes are coming forward. So, when we are understanding the true nature of the South, I am not saying that this nationalist spirit is low always. It was not like that. In the previous period, it was there. Because of some historical reasons, it comes down. But it is regaining the lost spirit now. The Shankara spirit is being forced, ek prakar se it is being taken by the people strongly, and the Bharat and the Hindutva, in the true sense of the comprehensive meaning of the Hindutva, is being understood by the people of South also. So, the change is happening.
Lastly, Nandakumarji, is it ultimately boils down to your favorite subject of Swa? That lack of understanding about who we are, what we are. Is this intellectual and political confusion mainly because of this issue?
Yes, I do consider it as in that way also. That's why it is very much close to my heart. Not only for me, the whole Sangha organization is working on that particular term, the Swa spirit of Bharat. That's why Pujaniya Shankaracharya also, especially for the last 4 or 5 years, when we are reading or understanding Shankaracharya's speech, Vijayadashmi speeches, that particular aspect is being hammered again and again. Swa concept and Swa centered approach is necessary to solve the problems which we are facing. Or the Swa is considered to be the beacon of the hope and light, and also Swa is the compass through which we can analyze whether we are going in the right direction or not. That aspect is there. So, when that is what which I have tried to answer in the previous question also, that Swa spirit of Bharat is to be understood by one and all in a clear way. Because of the political influence that this communal elements strategical understanding each other and ruling the southern part of Bharat for long time through education and through history books, through literature and everything. Something which is in favor of this Swa is being purposefully sidelined or blackened by these people. There are a lot of examples. Just I am giving you one example. One of the ancient Malayalam book, not in the modern day Malayalam, it is a Prajna Malayalam. That its name is Tirunizhal Malai. The name itself shows that it has got more connection with the Tamil. In which it is a 11th, 12th century book written by a so-called backward community person, so-called backward community, in which it has been clearly mentioned that the first Veera Kerala Varma Raja was a follower of one Ayodhya Pati who came from Ayodhya and started or founded the Kerala Empire, and the Kerala name came into existence. It has been written some 1200 years before, 1000 years before, 1000 years before. And in the very same book, it has been clearly mentioned about the Meru Parvata. How beautifully he has given a symbol that this Meru is like, the lamb is there, the traditional lamb, and the center of the lamb, one Gopura type thing is there. So the whole earth, if you are analyzing, Meru Parvata is like that Naraya, that Gopura. And south of that, Nava Khandas are there. It has been explained, all the name has been explained. And Imayamala is Himalaya. And in Himalaya, Uma's father is residing there. And south of that Himalaya, there was a wonderful land named Bharata. And that the Bharata has been divided into 18 Khandas. My point is, very well defined Bharata and the Bharata's concept and Veda and the Veda spirit and how they have joined us together culturally and everything. But this Tiruneval Mala is nowhere a study material for the students there. It is not being considered. And now the leftist people and the so-called gang of Breaking India gang in the literary field also are considering it as a wrong interpretation of Bharat. And recent time, in the modern time, when Kumar Nashan, Mahakavi Kumar Nashan, he is member of the trio of Malayalam literature, the modern trio of Malayalam literature, or Trinity of Malayalam, Kumar Nashan. He wrote about the Hindutva content in a very lucid way in his literature, in his Kavita. But he is not being taught properly, and some of his literature is being taught there. So my point, same thing is in Karnataka, same thing is happening in Andhra and Telangana area, and same thing is happening in Sangha literature. There are so many references about Bharat, about the unity of Bharat, but that aspect is not at all being done. So when we are saying about the Swa content of the Bharat, it can only be raised through proper study, proper literature, proper academic research and all. That's also needed. So when I have got an opportunity to tour all over Bharat for the last 10-12 years, I got an opportunity to understand what is the general belief about Bharat in the north and what is the general belief because of this political influence in the academia and the literature and the education field in south. See, some years back, my father used to say, when he was studying in the lower primary school, in a government school, in his school there was Chhatrapati Shivaji's photo. But after some 10 or 15 years, when he came to the college level, he found that and he became teacher. In his school, that has been removed, Chhatrapati Shivaji. This change has gradually happened, gradually started, and through that this Swa element has also been, I am not saying that destroyed, but someone is trying to weaken. It has been weakened. So, through our concerted effort, a planned effort, through the nationalist forces, they have got a great sacred duty to develop that feeling among the people. That enlightenment is very much necessary. I think through this national education policy and through the curriculum which is being created on the basis of that and the syllabus which is going to be created later on will sure put force on that, give focus on that aspect also. Through that also Bharat will become, Bharat is one of course, but the general public will also start thinking about the consciousness will be again come up.
Thank you, Nandakumarji. So viewers, Bridging South is not just an intellectual response to the idea of dividing India or cutting South kind of programs. As Nandakumarji explained, it is presenting and nurturing integrationist view, nationalist view of Bharat as a cultural unit, and hope the things that Nandakumar ji has shared will clear the air about this artificial divide that has been created between north of Vindhyas and south of Vindhyas. So thanks for watching this show. Namaskar.